Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ, and yeah, we're talking about Lego Star Wars again. Yeah, fuck. I remember looking at the Lego Star Wars stuff from this year, and there's nothing special about it at all. There's a mech. There's probably two. It seems that, especially the very prominent in terms of, the past decade, it feels. It feels like that Lego Star Wars has gotten stale, boring, uninteresting, and just, it's really sad, to be honest, because when Lego Star Wars first came out in 1999, we got some pretty cool sets, for what they were. I had some of them. I had plenty of them. I had the Battle Droid tank thing. I had several sets, actually. I remember getting the X-Wing, the original X-Wing, and I loved that set. It was a nostalgic set for me, and I really should probably get a new copy. And there's an iconic picture of me at a young age, holding a Gungan sub built out of Lego. It was from the first Star Wars movie. Well, from Episode 1, that is. That's technically the 4. But yeah, that picture is iconic. I would show it to you, but yeah, I don't have it actually. But I remember the Gungan sub fondly. But I don't have it anymore. If anything, I have little of it left, like just some parts. Yeah. I remember even having the Super Battle Droid, Lego Technic set. And I saw a new in-box one for $100 at the minifig shop. Like, anyone in their right mind is going to pay $100 for that thing. I would buy it. And I would have bought it yesterday while my sister and I were at the minifig shop, but she wasn't going to spend $60 because we had $40 in store credit, so the rest of it would have been on her, but yeah, no. So that's going to have to be an eBay listing at some point, because I really do want that set back, because it's got some Bionicle parts in nice colors, like the Golly hook in a lovely color, the Toamata feet in great color too, Borak shields. Yeah, fucking awesome set. I miss it though. I really do. Anyway. But yeah, it seemed like for a time Lego Star Wars was pretty damn good. Yeah, well, look at the past 10 years. From 2015 to 2025, it seems like everything has just got stale, boring, lame, retarded, cash grabby, and that's all it really is. It's a cash grab. It's a licensed theme, so keep that in mind. It's just another way for Lego to make money, but that money also goes to Lucasfilm, so they have to split the profits. It's insane, isn't it? Well, that's just how business works, apparently. So if you're a toy company and you get a licensed theme, you have to split the profits with the IP owners. In this case, Lego has to split the profits with Lucasfilm. And they did that with the original Star Wars sets from 1999 to 2002 and even 2005. So there was a lot of good sets in those first 6 or 7 years. And then up until 2010, the things were starting to taper down a little bit, but not by much. And there was some good stuff there. And from 2010 to 2015, things were starting to go up a little bit, slightly, but not much. There were some good sets in there, but from 2015 to now, it seems like the Lego Star Wars sets, well, there's just a general lack of originality here. They're still trying to make the same goddamn set in many different ways as they could. Look at the Millennium Falcon. That has gone through so many iterations, it's not even funny. yesterday, while my sister and I were at the minifig shop, I saw this big, massive Millennium Falcon. It's the massive, like, $500 one. It looks like it costs $1,000, but... And it looks like it would cost, like... Or, not cost. It looks like it would take, like, 2 days to build. I wasn't going to do that. I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan. So, yeah, no, I don't want that. They did have Jango Fett. Not the CCBS one, although that would be nice. They did have the Technic version, like with the Super Battle Droid. Both new in box, and there was a $40 used version with a missile on the back. You pull the little thing that launches a missile, spring-loaded. That's pretty cool. It was $40. I wasn't going to spend my entire $40 of store credit on that, but I could have. That would have been nice. Anyway, LEGO Star Wars isn't going to end anytime soon. LEGO has predicted that they will probably cease production in 2032, and that's a bold prediction. I think that it should really take a break now while it can, because there's nothing good coming out of any of these sets. I mean, if you look at the shows that have come out on Disney Plus, some of the shows are good, some of them are bad, some of them are just kind of mid. And well, the Lego sets weren't really worth building, in my opinion. Some of them were just kind of expensive and gaudy and weird and stupid and also lame. I don't get it. What? Yeah, Star Wars is a big IP. So is Star Trek. But you don't see LEGO doing Star Trek, do you? No, because, well, Mega has already done that. Mega brand. They're still doing the Star Trek stuff, I think. I don't know. I saw the Cubros thing. There was a Worf, Michael Dorn, set. That was pretty interesting. But, yeah, I mean, Star Wars, has it gone stale? Has LEGO Star Wars gone stale? Has it gone all rotten and decayed and it's a shell of its former self? Personally, I believe so, because, well, just look at all the stuff from 1999 to 2005. That's the golden era for LEGO Star Wars. Everything after that, it seemed like it was just destined to fail one way or another. From 2005 to 2010, it wasn't bad. There were some good sets. There were some recreations of existing sets at the time, but they've been redoing the Millennium Falcon for years, and it's retarded, and I hate it. I don't hate the Millennium Falcon. I think it's a cool set. I just think I like the original one better because of its charm. Yeah, it used big freaking shell pieces, but hey, that's pretty cool. I mean, come on. You gotta appreciate LEGO for using big pieces, big molds, to where with this massive one, there's all kinds of tiny little bits and bobs. It's a lot of detail, and it's too much to deal with. It really is too much to deal with. I mean, come on. Are you gonna sit there and build the entire giant Millennium Falcon in one fucking day? And where are you gonna store that motherfucker? Are you gonna fucking hang it on the wall? Yeah, you can tell I have a problem with that Millennium Falcon. It's too big, the cost is too big, the price is predatory in my opinion. And a lot of these massive sets are just really getting out of control. And while they're designed rather well, I still feel like that the prices need to be dropped down by about 25%, and then maybe we can talk. But LEGO, I am not buying that Millennium Falcon, no. Not even from the resale shop. Because even then it's still too expensive. And where am I going to put it? I can't put it on a shelf or a table because I don't have one. I got a table, I got shelves, but it's not going to fit there. It's going to have to like hang on the wall, and I don't know how to make that work. Probably a couple screws, but yeah. And the mechs are also kind of silly. Why does Darth Vader need a fucking mech? Why does Darth Maul need a fucking mech? He already was partially a mech with his robot legs after the events of the Phantom Menace. He got his legs chopped off at the waist, above the groin, by young Obi-Wan. And the blood spray. Yeah, everybody remembers that. It's insane, but hey, it worked. It was practical. So, the mechs are just silly. Why do they need to exist? I get it, it's something for the kids to build and, fuck around with, but hey. I just don't get it. And then a lot of the vehicles tend to be samey and typical, and a lot of the starfighters and the Death Star, they've done the Death Star to death, it seems like. Not so much, but yeah, it feels like they've done a lot of these starfighters and TIE fighters to death. I had a mini polybag TIE fighter thing that I traded in. I also had a set, Shadow Trooper set. Battle pack. Got those for both Christmas of 2014 or something like that. I don't remember. I finally traded those in because I didn't care about them. I mean, the TIE fighter was cool, but needed the money. So there is also the thing to factor in is the minifigs. It feels like they're doing the same damn minifigs. Just better detail, better looks, I guess. More intricate designs and whatnot. Darth Vader's helmet is now 2 parts. It's the helmet and it's the jaw thing. What? I mean, okay, that's cool. They did that with the CCBS figure. There's 2 CCBS Darth Vaders. Oh, this is confusing already. Different build, though. I prefer the one where the head is just one solid lump. If I get that other version of the CCBS Darth Vader, chances are I will use it for parts, because I can do that. And that's something that LEGO encourages. Get creative by using the parts from your sets to build something you love better, maybe. Yeah. This is something that we all should strive to do, is build our own creations and make them better than what LEGO could ever dream of doing. If you're a LEGO designer and you want to take advice from someone who has built MOCs ever since I've gotten my first Bionicles, well, you could take some tips and tricks from us Mocists. We can do better than you, and you can go fuck yourselves. Because, let's be honest, the sets that are coming out nowadays are just kind of, feels like the same parts and the same tactics as usual, and it's almost painful to look at. I mean, really, some of these sets are painful to look at. Look at the mechs, look at the vehicles, look at the battle play sets and whatnot. It's all the same as before. We've seen it all before. It's been done before 1,000,001 times. Hell, it's probably been done before by Mocists, and LEGO probably stole that idea. Oh, wait, there was one. Yeah, there was a Mocist that did a system, garbage truck that had a pretty cool system, gear function put into it. And then, at some point later, I mean, that design was approved. But then at some point later, LEGO, in recent memory, did their own garbage truck for Technic, and the mechanism, it feels like they copied the idea of this Mocist's design and thing, and it's like, I mean, seriously, it felt like they just ripped off this idea, but for Technic, not for system. That's the thing. But the thing is, the Technic one had the bed just tips and drops the thing out, to where the Mocist has a pusher thing that pushes all the trash out. Wow. That's just funny. So yeah, it also feels like that way with Star Wars. It feels like there's been different platforms for the battle scenes and whatnot that have been done before by Mockist, and LEGO kind of copied their homework and used it for, did some tweaking around. Yeah. While I was at the minifig shop, I did see the big speeder thing, desert speeder thing that Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker were in one time. It looked pretty cool. I saw it behind the desk, obviously, the cashier's desk, and it looked pretty cool. I wasn't gonna buy it, but it looked like it would cost too much. So it's a licensed set, so of course it's gonna cost too much, you fuckers. But yeah, I don't have any LEGO Star Wars sets except for the 4 CCBS sets that I have: General Grievous, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I plan on getting Jango Fett and that Stormtrooper. I can't remember what it's called, but then I'll have the complete wave, and I'll do a video on that. So, but I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. So, I guess we'll see. Now, when it comes to the minifigs, again, it's like the Stormtroopers keep getting more detailed and more, well, sometimes some of the paint decals or paint in general just tends to is off by a small increment. I don't know. It's silly. Their quality control has definitely gotten it's a bit more relaxed, it feels, but at the same time, well, you can't blame them. They can't possibly keep track of every single piece. They can't go through every single piece and decide, this one's not good, toss it. That's a waste of plastic. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. And you're basically just wasting time, LEGO. So, I don't think LEGO Star Wars has necessarily suffered from this, but it's definitely suffered from, well, designs just not being as cool as they were back in those first 6 or 7 years. From 1998 to 2005, it seemed like LEGO Star Wars was just one of the coolest themes that LEGO could do, licensed-wise. But then it sort of took off from there when they introduced other licensed themes like Marvel, DC, and many others that I've talked about previously. So, what else can I say about LEGO Star Wars at this point? I would be happy if LEGO Star Wars just took a break for a couple of years, maybe 3 at the most, and come back with something that's just grander than usual. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to listen to me because, I don't know, fuck me running. When it comes to buildable action figures, I can see them using the platform they're doing with the Marvel and DC stuff for Star Wars figures. That would be cool. But, I would like to see a Darth Vader in the current SCCBS big construction figure build system. That would be pretty cool, and I would buy that. But at the same time, is it going to be better than the first construction build version? Not the one from the Technic Star Wars stuff, but the first CCBS build. Well, I don't think so, because A, it's going to have ratchet joints. You don't have ratchet joints in CCBS. Well, there were some Bionicle sets that had ratchet joints. Look at Makuta from 2003, which I have over there in front of my stereo. And, yeah, I just don't see I don't know why. If LEGO happens to do some Star Wars SCCBS sets, well, they already did some mechs, which are still silly. Why does the Stormtrooper, of all things, need a mech? I mean, yeah, they're more massable, sure, but it's still stupid. So I think currently Lego Star Wars is in a bit of a stasis. It's not a good stasis either. It's a stasis that you don't want to be in. It's kind of on life support. Not many people should be buying these sets anyway because, well, let's just say Lego Star Wars is probably the most overrated Lego theme at this point. You think Bionicle is overrated? Fuck you! Hero Factory was pretty good. You know, it was set-wise, there was some great stuff. The first wave of sets had some Bionicle-style builds, including the Titans. And it only lasted 5 years, which, sure, whatever. But Lego Star Wars has been around since 1999, and it needs to take a break. And I don't see Lego doing that anytime soon. Even before 2022, or 2032. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's making them money, so why would they stop? I don't know, but they're just giving us the big old middle finger at this point. Yeah, well, fuck you too, Lego. So, yeah, it is completely true that Lego Star Wars has gotten stale and boring, especially within the past decade, possibly 2 decades, or decade and a half. From 2006 to 2025, it feels like these sets just gone down rapidly in creativity, solid builds, nice designs, and just, you know, well, why should these exist? And I can say the mechs shouldn't exist. You don't need a mech. Darth Vader, Darth Maul, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, none of these characters need a fucking mech. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, and you should stop making those. Now, I have seen those little spherical pod-like things new in box at the minifig shop for whatever it costs. But, that's kind of cool, I guess, so... those are, I like to see more experimental stuff with Lego in terms of the Lego Star Wars stuff. Like that little pod-like thing. It looked like it was the size of a ball. You open that up and you build something that's inside of it. That's pretty cool. It's like a vending machine toy, so I'd like to see more of that. I'd like to see, you know, maybe a giant life-size Legos lightsaber at some point, but they can only make it so long before it gets reasonably ridiculous. At the same time, why would you buy that when you can buy a lightsaber, a realistic lightsaber, that has a rod you can attach to it, and it looks fucking awesome. I watched a video on YouTube a few years ago. This guy showcased a lightsaber that he got. And you can turn different colors except for purple, and all is well. So, but it was probably way too much. It was probably like $100. So I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan to get a realistic sounding and looking lightsaber, at least the hilt thing. So, whatever. But what do you think about Star Wars, Lego Star Wars? I think Star Wars itself, the franchise is, well, it's kind of dying as well, and it's kind of in a bit of a stasis. I feel like Lego Star Wars is even worse because, well, the sets just don't feel like anything that's worth my time anymore. And I'd rather just go back on eBay and buy up all the CCBS sets and build with those instead of buying new sets. Yeah, I'm saying this right now. Go on eBay and buy up all the old sets. Hell, you could buy new sets off of eBay and that money's not going to Lego, is it? No, it's going to the eBay sellers, and a small chunk of that is going to eBay themselves, I imagine. So, go to your local resale store and find a Lego Star Wars set. If you like it enough to buy it, buy it. That money's not going to Lego. No. But at least you like something enough to buy it that's not at the Lego store. If you want to get into the old school Lego Star Wars stuff, I would say check out the Technic stuff. That's pretty good. There is a Darth Vader. There's a ton of stuff. There's the pit droid thing. I have parts from that. I'm looking at one of them now. Obviously the Jango Fett. There's the Super Battle droid. I plan on getting that again at some point, probably for Christmas. I don't know, but yeah, overall, Lego Star Wars. It's overrated. It's gotten boring. It's gotten lame. It's gotten just a massive conglomerate of licensed bullshit, and nobody should be buying into it. Why should you? Why should you buy into something that is essentially just a cash grab for a corporation? Yeah, exactly. It's just it's not worth your time. It's not worth anybody's time, not even Lego's time. But it's making them money, so why would they stop? And I think the question that we should be asking them is, well, why should we buy it? And the answer is simple. Because it's Lego. Fuck you. So, what are your opinions on this matter? Stay tuned for more videos. I got one more for today, and possibly a bonus HD video. So stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.